Now, from the station on your side, you're watching Wavy News 10 on Fox 43.
Thank you for joining us on Wavy News 10 on Fox 43. We start with breaking news, a bad crash in Virginia Beach.
Let's get right to our Cheryl Tan. She has the details you need to know before you hit the roads this morning. Cheryl.
Yes, it is a serious accident involving a motorcycle in the city of Virginia Beach. We've been following this for more than 30 minutes or so on First Colonial at Oceana. And again, we understand it is an accident with injuries. Not sure right now of lane closures, but we do understand that traffic is being diverted to Virginia Beach Boulevard. We do have a crew headed to the scene, our Deanna LeBlanc, and we hope to get a live report coming up in just a few minutes. But be aware that you might see some increased traffic and, of course, police activity. First Colonial at Oceana Boulevard. Let's take a look at the highways and some delays over at the downtown tunnel and at the Hampton Roads Bridge Tunnel. The sun, pretty morning out there, but the sun could be in your eyes, causing delays on the Hampton side of the HRBT. The slowdown begins at King Street. We're also seeing delays already to George Washington Highway if you're heading westbound along 64 toward Virginia Beach through the high-rise bridge. And delays over at the downtown tunnel, both sides. Norfolk side slowing down right around Tidewater Drive, Portsmouth right around Des Moines Avenue. Let's get a check of your forecast, those dry and sunny conditions with meteorologist Jeremy Wheeler. At least it's pretty out there, Jeremy.
Yeah, it is a pretty morning, Cheryl. Across the region, we have quite a bit of sunshine, a little bit of clouds, beautiful colors this morning as we look at the tower cam at Lynn Haven Inlet in Virginia Beach. Now, our temperatures have warmed up a little bit. In Virginia Beach, you're at 57, 58 in Norfolk, 52 in Hampton. Now some low 50s in Newport News. That's a recent update, but still some 40s in Chesapeake and Suffolk. But here in Portsmouth at the TV station, we're in the low 50s. Live Super Doppler 10 scanning around. No precipitation in the immediate area, but we do have a couple spotty sprinkles well offshore that'll try to move into North Carolina today. Otherwise, our forecast, increasing clouds and temperatures in the upper 60s with a few low 70s this afternoon. It'll be nice, but tonight we'll get a few showers into the forecast. Even by this evening, a few spotty showers and temperatures in the upper 50s. More to talk about, including some wet weather for tomorrow and even warmer temperatures. That's all ahead.
Jeremy, thank you. A dramatic high-speed chase in Portsmouth ends in a bad crash. We first told you about this chase as breaking news at 11.
3 people were hurt. Just before 9 last night, police were checking on an attempted burglary at a home on Douglas Avenue, but when they arrived, the driver of a white Jeep took off and didn't stop until the vehicle crashed.
Our Deanna LeBlanc picks up where Jason Marks left off.
Lights came from everywhere. I mean, it was just so many lights.
Lights and sirens descend on the corner of Elm and High Street in Portsmouth Tuesday night.
Everybody was after this car.
That car is a white Jeep Grand Cherokee seen here moments after a high-speed police chase ended in a crash that frightened several witnesses.
Yeah, all you heard was boom, like it scared me. Like I was about to start crying, like that's how scared it was.
That woman was crossing the street just seconds before the Jeep and police flew past. Now she's counting her blessings.
Like, that scared you was right there, just right there in the middle of the street, and that could have been your life.
Another driver said he could feel his car shake as the Jeep went by.
And the car barely missed me. The car had a flat tire going past, doing close about 100 miles an hour.
But not everyone was so lucky. 2 people were in this white Lincoln Town Car when the Jeep slammed into it head on. The driver of the town car was taken to the hospital for neck pain, but no one was seriously hurt. Witnesses credit police for a job well done.
The police department was on their job. I mean, they was at it.
Our Deanna LeBlanc reporting. Now, the driver of the Jeep also has minor injuries. We reached out to police this morning to learn more about the charges she'll be facing and to learn more about the burglary and the condition of the 2 people. We will bring you updates throughout the morning.
We're on your side with an election recap. Our governor-elect is Terry McAuliffe. He narrowly won over Republican candidate Ken Cuccinelli. You can see the results there, a bit closer than what folks thought they were going to be.
And in the lieutenant governor's race, it goes to Ralph Northam easily, at least a 12-point margin there over his opponent E.W. Jackson.
As for the Attorney General, well, that race is still too close to call. Mark Herring, 50%, to Republican Mark Obenshain's 50%. Only about 500 votes separate the two, and that number has not changed since our newscast began at 4:30 this morning on Wavy. Now, our team of reporters kept an eye on all of the races today and the voter turnout for you. Now, you may remember turnout for statewide elections is never as huge as it is for presidential elections. 37% of Virginia's voters went to to the polls yesterday. That's 2.2 million people. That number up slightly from the last governor's race in 2009. Turnout was 36% that year. To put this in perspective for you, in presidential elections, about 66% of voters show up at the polls.
No election day is without problems at the polls. 10 Your Side took several calls from voters whose machines didn't work. In Chesapeake, voters told 10 Your Side one Western Branch precinct was out of paper ballots. The Chesapeake precinct chief officer there and the registrar told us the city has two voting techniques, a paper method, which is scanned to a computer, and an electronic machine. Now, once the paper ballots run out, they go to the machine. Everyone got the chance to cast their vote.
7:06, our 2013 election coverage continues in just a few minutes. 10 on Your Side caught up with Attorney General Ken Cuccinelli.
Plus, people are talking about the race for Norfolk Commonwealth's attorney. Incumbent Greg Underwood ran unopposed, but did not get 100% of the vote.
Plus, the latest on an accident involving a motorcycle in Virginia Beach.
We are continuing to follow breaking news that could affect your ride into work at 7:10 on this Wednesday. An accident involving a motorcycle, and we understand it is with injuries on First Colonial Road at South Oceana Boulevard. I checked in with police just a moment ago. We understand that lanes are closed at that intersection, and you will be diverted to Virginia Beach Boulevard. Our Deanna LeBlanc is headed to the scene, and we hope to hear from her in a live report in the next few minutes. Seeing delays in other spots as you make your way out there on the highways. No accidents actually right now in the metro area, at least on the highways, but you can see some delays here on the Portsmouth side of the downtown tunnel already to Frederick Boulevard. It's a sunny morning and the sun could cause you some delays as you head out there. So about 10 extra minutes as you make your way eastbound along 264 toward the tunnel and Norfolk and Virginia Beach. The James River Bridge, not bad, a little heavy northbound along 17, but lanes are open in both directions. And we're also seeing some delays delays as you make your way toward the high-rise bridge now all the way to Military Highway. It's about a 4-mile slowdown already. If you're heading westbound to Virginia Beach, give yourself a little bit of extra time. Let's get a check of your forecast now with meteorologist Jeremy Wheeler. Actually, it looks like it's going to be a really nice day, Jeremy.
Yeah, we have some nice weather out there this morning. Not bad. We got partly sunny skies, sun shining brightly, and we have our temperatures in the upper 50s in Norfolk, but there's some coolness out there too. I mean, right now, Chesapeake, for instance, 45, Franklin 45, and 48 Williamsburg. Then there's more 50s in Elizabeth City, West Point 52, 60s, low 60s for Manteo, and upper 50s, Killable Hills, upper 50s of Virginia Beach, 51 now Newport News. That's warmed up a little bit, and then we're at 46 in Suffolk. So some mixed temperatures due to the different clouds and the northeast breeze. These winds will turn out of the east more so today, and then they'll start to turn a little bit out of the southeast. And that's going to give us a chance to warm things up a bit. Now we're watching and tracking a couple spotty sprinkles here east of the Outer Banks. Those will try and push in, but for now, let's just say they've fallen apart up to this point, and they'll do that for the most part for the next hour or two. Now, we have partly sunny skies this morning, temperatures in the low 50s. Our winds will be light, and then at midday, temperatures quickly going to warm up. We're going to be in the low 60s, and that's due to the sunshine that's going to be out there through the morning hours. But this afternoon, clouds do increase. Temperatures will slow down a little bit. They'll be in the upper 60s with some 70s inland, and then some low to mid 60s by the time we hit 6 o'clock. Lots of clouds and even a sprinkle or two possible by that time. Overnight tonight, we'll get some showers in here, scattered showers, and that continues through tomorrow. Now, we are going to dry out for Friday, but look at the temperature drop. 72 Thursday and a high of 58 on Friday. So we'll talk about that really chilly weather moving back in coming up in just 10 minutes. Don?
Jeremy, thank you very much. Our time now 7:12. Police continue investigating after robbers shoot a woman inside a fast food restaurant. We'll show you one key piece of evidence police say will help them find suspects. And our coverage the day after the big election continues. Virginia Beach Mayor Will Sessoms speaks out on his city's voting pattern. We're back at 7:15. The numbers are in, and Terry McAuliffe will be Virginia's next governor.
From Lee County to Virginia Beach to Winchester, thank you for what you did to help us get elected the governor of the Commonwealth of Virginia.
With 48% of the vote, McAuliffe beat out Republican candidate Ken Cuccinelli by about 3 points. The results were tighter than the last polls before the election suggested. Our Art Khan caught up with the emotional Attorney General in Richmond.
After the votes were counted, Ken Cuccinelli delivered one of the most emotional concession speeches I think I've ever heard in my career. In fact, he told the audience that you could tell by his voice he was obviously disappointed, and you could. His voice cracking at times, it seemed almost as if he was holding back tears. You know, we told you even before the polls had closed that this was going to be an interesting election night, and it was. Terry McAuliffe defeating Ken Cuccinelli by a margin of less than 2%, far less than the 7% earlier polls had predicted. And Ken Cuccinelli, a little before 10:30, offered his Democratic rival one of the most gracious concessions I think I've ever heard.
Serving as governor of Virginia is a special honor, and I hope Terry McAuliffe is successful in the role. Virginia needs that to happen. I'm honored by the support we had from many people across the Commonwealth. And though we didn't come out on top, you have made a difference, and tonight you have sent a message.
That message, according to Cuccinelli, was that Virginians are not happy with Obamacare. In fact, he said that was the issue that made the vote as close as it was. What are Ken Cuccinelli's plans now? Well, he said he's going to go home and spend some time with his family. Reporting from Richmond, Art Khan, 10 on your side.
Well, with the top 2 statewide offices going to Democrats, we see a change in voting pattern, especially here in Hampton Roads. 10 your side Stephanie Harris looked at the numbers with political analyst Joel Rubin.
Surprising numbers from Virginia Beach.
Virginia Beach went for Cuccinelli, but barely. Same as Mitt Romney did. Mitt Romney beat Barack Obama barely in Virginia Beach. So that tells you that Virginia Beach has become a very sort of moderate, kind of mainstream purple city, if you will.
While in Richmond, our Andy Fox asked Republican Virginia Beach Mayor Will Sessoms about the impact of his across-the-aisle endorsement.
Are you surprised that it was so close, that with your endorsement and all the things that he promised to do in Virginia Beach, that it didn't get him a solid victory over Cuccinelli?
Not a bit. I mean, let's face it, Virginia Beach is a Republican city, as is the Commonwealth of Virginia. I think what McAuliffe has pulled off here tonight, to me, is just amazing, and I'm very proud of what he's accomplished.
Now, we looked at the final numbers for Virginia Beach. Cuccinelli won by 2,100 votes, but Libertarian Robert Sarvis got close to 7,000 votes. Now to one of the more interesting races in Hampton Roads, Norfolk Commonwealth's attorney. Greg Underwood ran unopposed and won, but 15% voted for a write-in candidate. A write-in campaign wasn't even a thought until police arrested Underwood on October 23rd. He was charged with DUI and being under the influence while carrying a concealed weapon in public. Underwood has served as Commonwealth's attorney in Norfolk since 2009. He's due back in court December 13th. That brings us to what some consider one of the dirtiest campaigns for a sheriff in Portsmouth history. In the end, a landslide victory for Sheriff Bill Watson. Watson will now spend another 4 years as sheriff. He defeated 3 opponents, Ron Davis, David Cherry, and Ron Wood. Watson dominated his re-election, winning every precinct in the city but one. He admits this was one of the toughest elections. Watson found himself repeatedly in the spotlight with allegations of how he uses inmates in his workforce program. He told 10 your side's Jason Marks he is just glad this is over.
You found yourself in some controversy over the past couple of years in Portsmouth.
Absolutely.
How do you not be in those positions anymore?
Well, I mean, the thing is, we had some problems within the city, and when you go to the polls and you elect someone to represent you, you're hoping they're going to represent you, not turn tail and go to the other side. And the problem with a lot of politicians nowadays is you elect them, and then the day after they're elected, they forget who you are. You're supposed to work for the people that put you in office.
Watson also said the outcome shows voters don't like mudslinging.
We've got some problems this morning on the roadways, 7:20 now, and we're continuing to follow breaking news in Virginia Beach. A motorcycle accident, we understand, with injuries. First Colonial Road at South Oceana Boulevard. Do look for some lane closures and a detour to Virginia Beach Boulevard. Deanna LeBlanc will provide a live report for us in just a few minutes. We do have problems in other spots. If you're heading out the door, let's show you a new accident we just heard about on the peninsula along 64. We also have delays on the Hampton side of the Hampton Roads Bridge Tunnel solid to King Street. The sun could cause you some delays and slowdowns as you head eastbound towards South Side. You can see see about a 20-minute slowdown heading toward Norfolk through the HRBT. Portsmouth side of the downtown tunnel, solid brake lights to Frederick Boulevard. The sun could be a problem for you there as well as you head eastbound toward 264. And then here's that accident I was telling you about. You can see right here, eastbound 64 at Fort Eustis. It doesn't look like travel lanes are blocked, but it is causing a delay if you're heading towards south side from Richmond heading toward Fort Eustis eastbound. We're going to continue to follow that and bring you updates as we get them. Some bridge activity, 2 more over at the Gilmerton Bridge in Chesapeake, 8:30 and 9 a.m. And look for a lift coming up in about 10 minutes over at the James River Bridge, set for 7:30 this morning. Let's get a check of your forecast now. Meteorologist Jeremy Wheeler has more on a dry and sunny day. Pretty mild out there, Jeremy.
Yeah, not bad here in Hampton Roads at all. We got some nice weather locally. I do want to focus on this big weather system in the Midwest. It's going to have some impacts on us. There's snow falling in parts of Minnesota, Wisconsin, and then rain showers southeast of that. That's along a cold front that's going to be moving into Hampton Roads in the next 24 hours. So we'll see some rain showers from that system. And then even locally, we got a little pocket of moisture coming in from the ocean, so a few sprinkles possible this morning around the Outer Banks and really through the midday hours there. Forecast high temperatures today, yeah, we're going to be warm. That system that I talked about, it's way up there in the Midwest. So we got high temperatures today in the upper 60s and some low 70s around. Now here's the setup. We've got a nice area high pressure around, so we'll just see an increase in clouds today, but some of that little moisture is trying to get in towards the Outer Banks. Our winds will be out of the east. We'll have warm temperatures, but we're really on the edge of the warmth today. Temperatures will get into the 70s in some locations. Tomorrow we'll all be in the low 70s, but we have a chance for rain showers coming in out ahead of this front. The front moves through in the afternoon. The cold air moves in really on Friday, not so much on Thursday. So today, 68, tomorrow 72, those are your high temperatures, and then look at that drop off, 58 degrees going into Friday. Saturday, 56 degrees, and I mean, you got to just, be ready with the different gear there. You got some warm weather next couple of days, and then we're back to the deep freeze there, basically going into the weekend. Not literally, but figuratively speaking. All right, so right now we got 51 degrees Newport News, 58 Norfolk, 58 Virginia Beach. There's a lot of sunshine out there, and the clouds will increase through the day. This morning, plenty of sunshine, no problems, but we're going to increase the clouds as we go into the afternoon hours, up from the south. A few sprinkles possible along the Outer Banks through the midday and afternoon, and then by 5 p.m. Hampton Roads will have a chance for a couple of sprinkles there, but our rain showers don't really move in until the overnight hours. There we go. We see some scattered rain showers overnight tonight, early tomorrow. The cold front moves through about 3 p.m. in the afternoon. So there it is, seeing this line of showers. Perhaps an isolated thunderstorm, but I'm thinking it's mostly just going to be some rain showers, and there's the front passing us by again at 3 p.m. We dry things out into the evening, but we don't really cool down until, again, we get to Friday. Now, your high temperatures today aren't bad at all. I mean, 71 Nags Head, 73 Elizabeth City. Nice warm temperatures. Spotty showers here, especially along the Outer Banks. South side, you're going to have an increase in clouds. Highs in the upper 60s. Norfolk, Virginia Beach, Portsmouth, Suffolk, 70 for Chesapeake and 71 in Franklin. Williamsburg, also a high of 70 today with upper 60s in Newport News and Hampton. You'll also see some increasing clouds, but bottom line is going to be a nice day. Pleasant weather here, pleasant weather on the eastern shore and on the middle peninsula and the northern neck. Highs in the upper 60s. Your 7-day forecast, you got scattered showers tomorrow, highs in the low 70s. Dry for Friday and Saturday, still pretty chilly though, and then some mid to upper 60s on Sunday. So we will warm things up for Sunday and Veterans Day into early next week.
That's right, a big weekend coming up.
Yep.
A lot of outdoor events, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And it's actually kind of nice. We should probably enjoy these bonus days. We're not going to have them for a little while after this,
well,
right?
You get a bonus day and then you get ripped off. And then a bonus day and then you get ripped off. No, I'm just kidding. But you do have some much colder temperatures. And some people like that colder weather, so they're happy about it. So, but up and down, up and down.
And the chill is coming.
This is your latest news from the station on your side. Wavy News 10.
At 7:27, we have an update to breaking news we've been following for more than an hour now. It's a serious accident involving a motorcycle in Virginia Beach, First Colonial Road at South Oceana Boulevard. Here is a live picture to show you, and you can see one lane is down southbound at First Colonial. At Oceana, we understand from Virginia Beach Police there are injuries related to this. Our Deanna LeBlanc is on the scene, and she'll have a live report on Fox 43 in just a few minutes. We've also got an accident we're following on the peninsula, 64 eastbound at Fort Eustis, causing delays as you head toward South Side. Let's get a check out your forecast now with meteorologist Jeremy Wheeler after a look at the headlines with Don Roberts.
Couple of stories, Cheryl. A long-awaited sentencing in Norfolk happening today. Former Bank of the Commonwealth president and CEO Edward Woodard promises to speak to our crews today after he learns his punishment. Jurors convicted Woodard earlier this year. They say he and other employees hid bad loans to make the bank appear healthier than it was. 10 Your Side's Ava Hurdle will be in court. Look for her updates in our 90 Minutes of News tonight, starting at 5. DEA agents, along with state police and local police, are going over evidence from a meth lab in Norfolk. And we told you Dominion Power turned off electricity to the property yesterday. Chopper 10 flew over the scene, Smitty's Mobile Park near Lear Street. Sergeant Major Garris with the Norfolk Police Department tells us charges are pending, but he could not tell us how many people are involved. Now let's check your forecast. Jeremy?
Gorgeous weather out there, Don. Look at this picture outside. Lynn Haven Inlet, Virginia Beach. We have partly cloudy skies. Temperatures not too bad either. We got 50s there in Virginia Beach, upper 50s. Low 50s, Newport News. Some 40s, though, Suffolk on westward, so it's a little chilly in those inland locations. 60, Killable Hills, current reading. Got a couple of spotty sprinkles we're tracking here offshore. Those will try and move into the Outer Banks over the morning hours. For the rest of us, we're just going to see an increase in clouds today, but the temperatures will be nice. We'll warm it up to the upper 60s with a few 70s inland. Winds out of the east-southeast, 5 to 10. Tomorrow, scattered showers, highs low 70s, and then a big drop in temperatures going into Friday. Temps will get knocked down to the upper 50s for highs, with mid-50s coming in Saturday. A little warm up again on Sunday.
All right, Jeremy, thanks. A crash involving a motorcyclist in Virginia Beach. That story and more now live on Fox 43.
Mic check, mic check.
Now, from the station on your side, you're watching Wavy News 10 on Fox 43.
At 7:31, we're following breaking news out of Virginia Beach, where traffic is rerouted because of a motorcycle accident. It happened on First Colonial at Oceana Boulevard, and that's where we find 10 on your side's Deanna LeBlanc. So, Deanna, do you know how the motorcyclist is doing right now?
Yeah, Katie, I just got off the phone with the PIO for Virginia Beach Police, and he tells me that the male motorcyclist is in the hospital. He's been transported with serious but non-life-threatening injuries. I'm working to find out the extent of those injuries. Now, here's what happened. Police tell me the crash happened at about 5:50 this morning. You can see the motorcycle there in the road. This was a single vehicle crash, so no other cars were involved. Investigators obviously still working the scene. It happened just a short while ago, just over an hour ago. Now, a witness who drove by told me that they saw the motorcycle and what appeared to be, looked like it crashed into a sign on the side of the road in the grass area between the road and the sidewalk. We haven't been able to confirm that yet with police, but we can see that on the ground is that signpost. It is mangled and broken in pieces. I've tried to talk with the police on the scene to figure out exactly what happened, but I'm told that I can't come past where I'm standing and that no one is able to talk to me. So I've been talking by phone with the PIO back at the precinct, and he's been calling these police officers. So he's been able to tell me that the road is down, as you can see, to one lane here on southbound at Oceana. So traffic is slow moving, so expect delays as you leave for work this morning. And if you're headed to base, they suggest taking Bird Neck. Now, that's about all we know right now. Like I said, I am working to get more information from these officers at the scene, working to figure out exactly how this crash occurred and exactly how that driver is doing. As soon as I get more information, I'll bring you an update. Live in Virginia Beach, I'm Deanna LeBlanc, 10 on your side.
Deanna, thank you. At 7:33, we're breaking down election results. Democrat Terry McAuliffe is our new governor.
Virginia, thank you for the honor of electing me to serve as the 72nd governor of the Commonwealth of Virginia. Thank you. God bless you.
McAuliffe squeezed out a win over Republican candidate Ken Cuccinelli. The race way closer than most people predicted. Our Andy Fox has that part of the report still to come. Norfolk's Ralph Northam takes over as lieutenant governor soon. He beat out Chesapeake pastor E.W. Jackson. The candidates miles apart on controversial issues including Planned Parenthood and abortion. And hours after the polls close, the candidates themselves say the numbers for Attorney General are razor close. Overnight, we've watched the numbers flip around, and right now, Democrat Mark Herring is ahead of Republican Mark Obenshain by about 541 votes. 3 precincts are still not reporting. Those precincts are in Mecklenburg and Rockingham counties. The votes that are in for those counties are heavy on the Obenshain side. We'll be sure to keep watching this race for you and let you know as soon as all of those votes are counted. If Mark Herring pulls through over Mark Obenshain, Democrats would take control of the 3 top elected offices in the Commonwealth. And neither candidate's formally asked for a recount yet. Both will have to wait until the state board certifies the results, and that will take a couple of weeks. Last night, 10 on your side's Andy Fox was the only local reporter to ask Democratic candidate Herring about what's next.
Right now, it's basically 50-50, and the numbers have been moving in our direction all night. The race is far from over.
Herring's campaign made that pretty clear. It sent our newsroom a fundraising alert asking supporters to send whatever they can to a rapid response fund. And you're always just clicks away from all of Tuesday's election results. Wavy.com has all the information you might want. Plus, if you look at the bottom of your screen, our production team will keep the results scrolling throughout the rest of our newscast. 5 months, dozens of arsons, worry, stress, and fear. That doesn't even begin to describe what Accomack residents dealt with during the arson investigation. Now, we've been working to uncover details behind the case. 10 on your side's Liz Palka has a special report tonight throughout our 90 minutes of news, beginning at 5.
10 on your side has gotten a hold of hours of police interviews, all with arsonist Charlie Smith. Smith pleaded guilty to all 68 counts against him last week in court. We also have pages of details on each arson case Smith and partner Tanya Bundick have been linked to. Some of this answering the questions you had the entire time these arsons were happening. Why were specific buildings targeted? What started this all? How did you avoid getting caught? I will show you and let you listen to the never-before-seen video of Smith's interview with police right after his arrest. I've listened to every minute of this DVD. Investigators pushed him for answers, trying to understand. Smith says right away this isn't something he wanted to do. He loved being a firefighter at one point. So why?
It's something that somebody did something to you or pushed you away from something, or, I mean...
No, it's just a problem that I've had, and it was my way to deal with it.
Whether your mom passing?
Well, I mean, that don't help, and then my father don't talk to me. but there's more to it than that.
There is definitely a lot more to it than that, and I will be getting into all of it tonight, giving you answers to some of the burning questions you've had since these fires started nearly a year ago. I'm Liz Palka, 10 on your side.
Now get ready to hear a lot of this today.
This race came down to the wire because of Obamacare.
Do the exit polls overnight agree? We did the research for you.
And beautiful sunshine out this morning, but we're going to see an increase in clouds through the day. We'll talk about that and our next chance for rain coming up.
Problems on the highways for your ride into work on this Wednesday. Both sides of 64 on the peninsula. We're watching over accidents and delays. We'll show you what that looks like when we return.
And at 7:38, we're following breaking news in Virginia Beach, where a motorcyclist is in the hospital after a crash. Our Deanna LeBlanc is live on the scene.
If you're traveling along 64 on the peninsula, expect some big delays because of several accidents. 7:41 now on this Wednesday. You can also see we've got delays if you're starting out in Bowers Hill, heading toward the high-rise and Virginia Beach all the way to the interchange. We've got an accident working westbound 64 at Jefferson Avenue. You can see the delays over to Denby Boulevard. On the other side, we've got an accident right outside Fort Eustis. Eastbound 64, you can see it's blocking the right shoulder, causing delays if you're heading towards South Side. Travel lanes are open, but remember the move over law. It is the law to move over when you see that emergency response, and if you can't move over, at least slow down. So we're seeing that slowdown taking place, but that also means some delays if you're heading eastbound along 64. Let's get a check of your forecast now. Meteorologist Jeremy Wheeler has more on what you can expect as you head out the door. Jeremy, saw a lot of sun on the cameras that could cause more slowdowns for drivers.
Yeah, I mean, the sun, it was glaring there a little while ago. Still is pretty much. I mean, you take some sunglasses as you head out the door if you got them. It's bright, but it's a nice morning, though. Hey, not a big complaint. I mean, but it is bright outside. 58 degrees in Norfolk, 48 though Chesapeake, 46 in Franklin. We have some low 50s in Williamsburg and also low 50s in Melfa. We have 57 degrees right now, Elizabeth City. Virginia Beach, 58, 60 in Kildeville Hills, and then 51 in Newport News. Temperatures not too bad along the coast, a little cool inland. Our winds are not that strong, but they're out of the east-northeast, and they're going to turn more out of the southeast later today, and that's going to help to warm up your temperatures. Now, we do see the clouds increasing across northeast North Carolina. Hampton Roads, our clouds will also increase. And we're tracking a few spotty sprinkles here offshore the Outer Banks. That'll try and move in there today, but Hampton Roads stays dry. So we have increasing clouds. It'll be a bit warmer, temperatures in the upper 60s. Now, by this evening, we'll have a chance for a few spotty showers out there, but more so in the overnight hours. With lows in the upper 50s, it'll be pretty mild. Winds out of the south 5 to 10. And then tomorrow, temperatures in the low 70s, scattered showers, winds out of the southwest and then west at 10 to 15. And that's going to be the cold front moving through, which we're going to track for you directly coming up in 10 minutes. Now, here's your 7-day forecast. Upper 60s today, low 70s tomorrow. Colder temperatures Friday, Saturday, dry conditions, and then we will try and warm things up a little bit for your Sunday. More details on that front coming up. Katie?
Jeremy, thank you. At 7:43. Next, we're bringing back 10 on Your Side's Andy Fox. We have his report from the center of the McAuliffe Victory Celebration at Tyson's Corner. And be sure to surf wavy.com during the break. Election results are highlighted in red right on top of our homepage. We continue to follow breaking news out of Virginia Beach, where a motorcyclist crashed on First Colonial at Oceana. You can see crews working to get that motorcycle onto the bed of that tow truck now, so lanes should be open soon. The good news here, the motorcyclist is expected to be okay, even though he was hurt. Our Deanna LeBlanc will have a live update on everything you need to know coming up at 8 o'clock. The economy, healthcare, and abortion. Exit polls say those were the three key issues when people cast their ballots yesterday. Our Andy Fox was there when Terry McAuliffe clinched the win for the executive mansion. He caught up with Norfolk's Ralph Northam and our next lieutenant governor last night.
I think Virginia spoke today, Andy, and said that, they want middle-of-the-road leaders that'll sit down at the table and find out what our challenges are and come up with solutions, and that's what it's all about.
Chesapeake pastor E.W. Jackson lost the race for lieutenant governor last night. Some voters say they thought his views on issues like Planned Parenthood and same-sex marriage were just too extreme. Despite the numbers, Jackson rallied crowds in Richmond last night with some serious heat.
I said they lied on us, they vilified us, they took the things that we said and did, twisted them, turned them, contorted them, perverted them, and said everything about us that they could make up. But folks, I stand before you unbroken, unbowed, and unwilling to quit.
Jackson lost by about 12 points to Ralph Northam. The winners and losers from last night both looking ahead this morning. So's Governor Bob McDonnell. He spoke with Terry McAuliffe last night, pledging to work in partnership over the next 2 months to ensure a smooth transition of power that's in keeping with the grand history of our beloved Commonwealth and that best prepares the governor-elect and his team for their public service over the next 4 years. New Jersey residents overwhelmingly threw their support behind Republican Chris Christie Tuesday. This morning, Governor Christie has a message for Washington. Stop talking, start listening, and watch him if you want some pointers.
Now listen, I know that if we can do this in Trenton, New Jersey, maybe the folks in Washington, D.C. should tune in their TVs right now, see how it's done.
Christie beat Democrat Barbara Buono. He's a favorite to run for president in 2016. Much of Washington, D.C. tracking the tallies this morning. Both Governor Christie's win in New Jersey and Democrat Terry McAuliffe's win here in the Commonwealth matter for the next presidential election. Hillary Clinton backed McAuliffe's campaign. His win tested the waters for her anticipated run for president the next time around. But today, the Senate shifts from elections. It wants an update on the Affordable Care Act from Health and Human Services Secretary Kathleen Sebelius. Not only is the website a pain, millions of Americans are losing their current policies. That's something the president promised they could keep. Addressing problems with the health care rollout tops the president's schedule today. He plans to help people enroll in Dallas. Some call it a glitch, some call it a rocky rollout. Whatever you call it, exit polls overnight say what's happened so far with affordable care, the Affordable Care Act, played a role in a close race for governor in the Commonwealth.
We said this race was a referendum on Obamacare, and although I lost, tonight you sent a message to the President of the United States that you believe that Virginia understands that Obamacare is a failure and that you want to be in charge of your health care and not the government.
Polls going into Election Day had Terry McAuliffe leading Ken Cuccinelli by 6%. In the end, McAuliffe only won by about 3%. Exit polls showed Virginia voters opposed the health care law 53 to 45%.
Delays this morning and a couple of problems if you're heading out the door in the next few minutes on this Wednesday. 10 minutes to 8 now, and we're still following that accident on the peninsula. You can see the flashing lights right there in the middle of your screen. Right shoulder blocked, eastbound 64 right outside Fort Eustis. If you're heading towards south side, stay left and give yourself a little bit of extra time. Continuing eastbound 64, if you're heading through the Hampton Roads Bridge Tunnel, brake lights begin over the Hampton River Bridge, so at least 10 extra minutes towards south side, and the sun may be in your eyes. Also the sun in your eyes on the Portsmouth side of the downtown tunnel. All the way to Frederick Boulevard, we're still seeing those delays, about 10 extra minutes toward the tunnel and Norfolk and Virginia Beach. Good news there, at least lanes are open. You just have a little bit of congestion to deal with before you get to the tunnel. 2 openings over at the Gilmerton Bridge, an opening at 8:30 and another one at 9 a.m. Let's get a check of your forecast now with meteorologist Jeremy Wheeler. Nice day yesterday, Jeremy. Really nice, actually. And it actually looks like it's getting better for today.
Yeah, we got some nice weather this morning, Cheryl. Beautiful conditions, lots of sunshine locally. I do want to focus on this system in the Midwest briefly, though. We got a large system there causing snow showers, Minnesota over to Wisconsin, rain showers in Illinois up to the Great Lakes, and this rain is headed for us, not the snow, but the rain tomorrow. Now today we got a weak area high pressure around. There's a little pocket of moisture coming in from the ocean, so some sprinkles possible over the Outer Banks. Temperatures, highs going to be nice. We'll see highs in the upper 60s with a few 70s. See that orange color? That represents 70s in the area, so that'll be especially true south and inland locations. Now today we'll have a wind coming in out of the east and southeast. There'll be a little pocket of moisture, so again a few showers Outer Banks. But we got warm temperatures today, and then tomorrow we're still very warm, but we got those rain showers coming in, and they'll be scattered about through the morning and the afternoon. Southerly winds changing to west behind this front, and then the temperatures drop going into Friday. So we're in the low 70s for tomorrow, and then the upper 50s on Friday. It's going to be a huge change in the weather going between the two. And usually we see strong storms when we have that big drop in temperatures, but in this case, there's not enough moisture and enough heat, strong heat, to really get the thunderstorms going tomorrow. So I'm thinking just scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms possible. Temperatures low 50s in Newport News right now, 58 in Norfolk, 58 Virginia Beach, and we're in the mid to upper 50s here in Portsmouth. We have the clouds increasing through the area across mostly North Carolina, but we're going to increase the clouds across the south side and the peninsula later today. So there it is, clouds coming up from the south. I'm going to hold on to the chance for a few sprinkles through the afternoon along the Outer Banks in northeast North Carolina. Now into the evening time. Hampton Roads, spotty sprinkle possible, but more likely we'll see the rain increase overnight tonight, scattered showers, and here's 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. We'll see a little wet weather for the morning commute. And then here comes that cold front in the afternoon, 3 p.m. Again, scattered showers, isolated thunderstorms, and that's the front right in through here, slicing through Virginia Beach at the time. And it'll make its way through the rest of the area in the evening. We'll dry things out Thursday night, and then we'll cool things down on Friday. Today, temperatures warm. We got 71 Nags Head, 73 Elizabeth City. We'll see a mix of sun and clouds. Spotty showers possible, especially over the Outer Banks. Upper 60s in Norfolk, Virginia Beach, Portsmouth 68, 70 though in Chesapeake, and 71 in Franklin. Clouds increasing. Upper 60s Poquoson and Hampton, 69 Newport News, 70 degrees in Williamsburg. And then we're over on the eastern shore. You have upper 60s, Melfa, Cape Charles, 67 in Gloucester. Comfortable conditions for today. Tomorrow, 72, scattered showers, 58 on Friday, mostly sunny. And then we've got some more 50s in there for Saturday, but Sunday we warm it up. We'll be in the 60s and partly cloudy skies. So Sunday is looking pretty good, just a little chilly on Saturday, actually quite a bit chilly.
I think this is the time of year, though, when people start to not feel so well, just because of the up and down of the weather.
I know.
It's not a medical thing. It's just, it just kind of happens.
Every year,
Like
yeah.
that
I always
scratchy
track
throat,
that. Whenever you get these jumps in temperatures, that's when people start getting sick, especially the kids. So we'll be on the lookout for that next couple of weeks.
In the meantime, get outside today and tomorrow.
Enjoy it while you can, that's for sure, because you're going to have to bundle up again very soon.
Yeah, drink plenty of orange juice and take your vitamins
Right.
as well.
Dr. Wheeler, right there it is.
There you go. That's your medical opinion. I got it.
Not too bad. Sunrise absolutely gorgeous
Yep.
today. Love seeing that now that it's happening a little earlier for everybody.
Yeah, it's nice. We can share those pictures a little earlier during the shows over on our wavy stations, so that's nice. Can we do that again tomorrow?
We'll be back in 2 minutes.
This is your latest news from the station on your side. Wavy News 10.
Good morning. Our time now is 7:57. We continue following breaking news out of Virginia Beach, where a motorcyclist was hospitalized after a serious crash this morning. It happened on First Colonial and Oceana. You can see the motorcycle on the bed of that tow truck there. Our Deanna LeBlanc has been working the scene since it happened a short time, about an hour and a half ago. Now, we're told the motorcyclist lost control around an S-curve near NAS Oceana's runway. That motorcyclist thrown from the bike, according to Virginia Beach police, and hit a street sign. Now, the motorcyclist does have serious injuries, according to police, but we're told he is expected to be okay. You can see traffic, one lane of traffic there is blocked off, so just use caution as you head out in that direction. Might slow you down a bit. We're going to have much more for you on this in about 2 minutes in our 8 o'clock newscast on Fox 43. And now let's turn it over to Cheryl Tan with traffic. Cheryl?
And we have other issues if you're heading out the door. 7:58 now, an accident working on the peninsula eastbound 64 right outside Fort Eustis. It's a slow go as you make your way eastbound toward Southside. Also another accident, 264 westbound. If you're heading toward downtown Norfolk, right around Newtown Road, right shoulder is blocked. Stay left in that outside set of lanes. Let's get a check of your forecast now with meteorologist Jeremy Wheeler. Pretty morning, Jeremy.
It is, Cheryl. Yeah, we got a lot of sunshine right now. We are going to increase our clouds, though, through the day. We'll get to mostly cloudy skies by the end. Temperatures, though, nice. We got upper 60s. A few spotty showers over the Outer Banks of North Carolina. Tonight and tomorrow, we'll see scattered showers. Highs in the low 70s for Thursday. And then a big drop in temperatures going into Friday. We'll have a full forecast for you coming up later on today at midday.
Mic check, mic check.
Now, from the station on your side, you're watching Wavy News 10 on Fox 43.
At 8 o'clock, we're following breaking news out of Virginia Beach, where traffic's rerouted because of a motorcycle accident. It happened on First Colonial at Oceana Boulevard.
And that's where we find 10 News Side's Deanna LeBlanc. And Deanna, what happened there and how is the motorcyclist doing?
Don, the motorcyclist was transported to the hospital with serious but non-life-threatening injuries. Now, just about a minute and a half ago, the motorcycle was towed away on the bed of a tow truck, and we're expecting that this traffic will free up momentarily as the police begin to pack up and leave. But here's what we know about what happened. It happened around 5:53 this morning, right at the S-curve on southbound at Oceana, right near the airstrip at NAS. Now, I just spoke with a witness on the phone. He tells me he was right behind the police officer first on the scene. He says the police officer actually asked him to get out of his car and stop traffic until more police officers could arrive. Now, according to this witness, he says he saw the motorcycle and the police officer speed by him just moments before the crash. However, I did ask the Virginia Beach PIO about that, if the police were pursuing this motorcyclist, and they said there's nothing in the case comments at this time that indicates prior contact before the crash. Now, the PIO is not here on the scene, but that's what she said in reading the case comments. Now, this again all happened around 5:50. Traffic was down to one lane for the better part of the last half hour. Now, the rider lost control, they believe, but he is expected to be okay. Now, that's what we know for now. We are working to get more information and figure out if police were involved in any way in this crash. Live in Virginia Beach, I'm Deanna LeBlanc, 10 on your side.